Hello and welcome back to Fry Up. This week I'm joined by Stefan. Stefan, how are you?
I'm doing well, bro.
You
Thanks
good?
for having me on.
You know what? I've been an admirer of yours for a long time. I see you everywhere. I see you absolutely everywhere. You're all over my TikTok. You're all over my Instagram, whether it's like a competition or you're rocking about with like Suki or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I've seen you for a while, so I dropped you a message to come on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate that a lot.
How I start off with each guest is by asking them, what is your fry up?
You know what? Not too big.
Okay.
I can't have a massive fry. I know people.
Okay, fair.
I've been out in breakfast with people and they get like 12-piece fries,
No need.
like 4 sausages,
Yeah.
4 bacon, 2 potato bread, 2 soda bread, 2 toast, all that. I sort of have one of everything. I actually can't miss a soda.
Okay.
I don't really care about soda bread.
Okay, it's quite big. It's better when you.
It's very dry.
You try, yeah. You
know what
butter
I
or
mean?
something, yeah.
But I know a filled soda is quite nice, but it sort of feels like a different vibe as well. Definitely beans, but it has to be Heinz.
Right.
I'm not a snob.
You're differentiate with your
I'm
beans.
not a snob at all.
That's interesting because I one thing when I'm doing this I would love to hear like people are so different with it. Like some people, what do you think about fried like a wee tomato on the side?
I
wouldn't.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
You do it.
I wouldn't probably personally.
you wouldn't?
No. Like
I don't
people like
mind
fry it and everything.
black
you know.
pudding.
You would?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I've never tasted it, so I can't
Mate,
really.
it's unreal.
Is it? Wasn't even
Really
tasted.
good. Yeah, mate, it's unbelievable. Like, I know people say they're put off by what it's made from. I think it's cow's blood
Yes.
or something.
Yeah.
Pig's blood, maybe.
Aye.
But mate, it's very nice. I don't actually know how I would describe the taste.
Right. Okay.
I don't know, but I know when you cut it up and like,
Eat it.
see whenever I'm eating a fry, I
Yeah.
sort of like cut everything up. I cut a bit of the potato bread, squash some brains up against it, cut a bit of the black pudding, squash it up against it, a wee bit of the egg, maybe dip it into the yolk, and sort of eat it all in the one. So sort of mix
like
it
a
all
wee
together,
kebab,
if you know what I mean.
Like a wee fry kebab
Aye.
almost.
So I keep doing that on the fork.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
what? Heinz, if you want a sponsor.
Hit me up,
Yeah,
man.
it's sort of
I
right.
am an advocate for
Sort of
Heinz.
right.
I accept nothing else.
You know, but you do a lot of stuff for like different brand stuff. So like,
I do. We're going to be asking students how much they can save on bus and train services in Northern Ireland with the Wildline card.
if you don't answer, don't worry. But if you had to pick one of your brands that you've worked with, who would you like? Oh, that was a class one. Like I absolutely love doing that.
I really do love working with them all.
Yeah.
I know it's called white answer
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
way.
yeah.
They're all very different, obviously, and it's actually a real pleasure. Sometimes I can't believe I got to do it.
Yeah.
Anytime I get to go up to Northern Ireland and do stuff with them guys.
Yeah.
Done stuff with JD as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So they all sort of are different as well. With Northern Ireland maybe presenting.
Yeah.
With JD, it's a photo shoot. So they don't really have to do much, just have to stand there. With TransLink, it's going around Queens asking students why you don't have a Wildline card.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Do you have a
So it's all
Wildline card
different.
yourself?
I actually don't. Mate, I'm past.
You don't have an Island card,
I'm 27.
but you can't get one.
25.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
16
say,
to
I was
25.
gonna say if you're telling people to get one, you don't
I know
have
my
one. That would have been sorry. He's a company man. Like
I know my shit.
the Northern Ireland stuff. So like,
yeah, it's
how did that come about? Like that's
Completely random, man.
Yeah.
Literally sitting in work one day in my last job that I'm no longer in,
yeah.
and I got a message from a guy, Andy, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, I don't really think this is legit, because the message said, I work for Northern Ireland and we'd love to work with you and do some videos.
Yeah.
And then literally went on my TikTok and the Northern Ireland football team had, like, the official page had followed me. I was like, okay, this is legit.
This is like,
This is legit. If Northern Ireland's following me, it's proper. Like, done a few build-up videos, asking fans around the port, around Ballymoney, around Ballymena, just about upcoming games, their opinion on the team at the time.
Yeah.
And then it went really well, and then they were like, yeah, you're the guy. Like,
Do you have your own, like, is it like a wee show thing you do? Like,
yes,
you
that's right.
Chris Sutter and stuff like
we
that?
do.
Yeah.
It was basically a Northern Ireland fan preview show.
Yeah.
So it's called You and I. It's
Okay.
really nice name. It's like getting fans on, people like yourself,
Okay, yeah.
people like, say, Chris Sutter.
Yeah.
They come on and they have their opinion, and I put some questions to them,
Yeah.
ask them about upcoming games. Yeah, mate, it's always a real privilege. Anytime I literally am on the drive on the way up, thinking about it, like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
you're in for a good night and
do
you're
you know
having
what I
a
mean?
good crack and
It's
stuff
nuts.
like
Just even where I was at in my
Yeah.
life at the time to thinking where I'm at now.
Yeah.
As I'm so thankful to God. I never pictured it.
that. Yeah. Nice.
And then Johnny Evans came in with his wife as well.
Okay.
So I had a good chat with him.
That's class. Like the
That
opportunity
was my
stuff
first
like
day.
that.
Like,
yeah.
that was my
Really?
first day doing stuff with Bernadette. We had like our first ever, like, sort of, it was like a like a show with me and her, and we had a few of the players on
Yeah.
before their games. Just it was a bit of fun. We were just playing like crazy golf and stuff,
Yeah.
and just getting a bit of
That's
interaction
class. Like,
and
you
stuff.
know, the fact that you're able to, like say you're sitting in your, you know, your older job, and then you're like put in that position that you're able to then like speak to these people and like have the crack with them and stuff. It's amazing. Was it you that was famous for the sort of like, what's your biggest ick thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't actually think so. It was a question I asked
Yeah.
a good couple of months into
Right.
after I sort of started the channel, if you like.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe Giddy asked that question before me, you know.
Right, okay.
He'd done a few public interviews, so I don't really like the question, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's one of those ones because I've done
Everything's an ick, mate.
Yes, I've done my. Well, I mean, do you have any icks?
No,
No.
not really.
Okay, fair.
Bad feet, maybe.
Bad feet. Okay.
Bad feet,
Fair
maybe.
enough. Like smelly.
Like, just look bad.
Okay.
They look bad.
Noted. Because I remember, because I've done a few public stuff where like I've interviewed the public and stuff. And there was one day, I'll tell you, we went out, and I got like a load of like prizes and stuff. So like, if you answer a question or whatever, I'll give you something. And people, no one was up for it.
My first day ever trying to do my content, before I even made TikTok page, first day in Belfast, same with you, came away with nothing.
Yeah.
Literally everyone said no.
Yeah.
Spent a good bit of money. I thought I was really investing in myself. I had Gary V on in the background, pumping me up.
Nice.
Like, get the content out, post
yeah.
10 clips a day. And then I came away from that, like, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I so got it. The next day, I was in Port Stewart, with a couple of friends having coffee and that. And thankfully, I think I got 3 people to agree out of maybe 10.
Yeah.
And that was my first ever video, and it was What Makes a Good Kiss.
Okay.
And
Nice.
yeah, nice.
Nice.
And that was it. I went home, edited the video, posted it, and I was so giddy when I posted it. It's like, you know when you text a girl for the first time when you're single or whatever, and you do it and you shoot yourself and you throw
put
your
the phone
phone
away.
across it.
Yeah.
I posted it and I didn't look at my phone till the next day.
Yes.
Like, I genuinely still to this day don't even think I'm that good at what I do, honestly.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even just saying that,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple what
It
I
is,
do.
yeah.
It's maybe a God-given gift, and it's something that's a bit more natural, maybe, rather than trying to work for it. But no, I just go out there, man. I try to love everyone I meet.
I think you can see that through your videos, and that like you actually like speaking to people. Like
Yeah.
there's an element of like, yeah, it's a video, but you enjoy actually speaking to the people that you're talking to and stuff.
Exactly.
You know, like with those videos, like TikTok's so unpredictable and stuff. Like in terms of like what, you know, does well, what doesn't do well. Like I've posted videos before, I'm thinking this, I'm on to a winner here, and like does nothing, and like it's so disheartening. And like and it's the same thing with like interviewing people in town and stuff. You know, like there's days I was doing it and people are saying, oh, you get that guy there, you get that guy there, you know, and you're like, yeah, you probably could, but like you don't want to face that rejection. And like, nah, so you don't bother.
That's
doing
one
it.
thing. If you are going to do street interviews or anything really in life, that you have to really embrace the rejection and love it, because it's not like the video I post, like it's 30 seconds long, a minute long. That's all good stuff. You didn't see me trying all day, like.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Was there an incident one night when you were in? Was it a club or something doing street interview or something, and the guy got a bit not aggressive, but like had like sort of like had a wee bit of a go at you?
A wee bit. It was understandable. I think I had asked his girlfriend a question.
Okay.
You know, and he wasn't that happy with it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's fair enough. Like, my girlfriend was there as well. She was
it's not
recording the video. Like,
Yes, it's not
whenever
like-
I'm out on a night out doing that, it is genuinely a bit of crack. Like, sometimes the questions is a bit out there.
Yeah.
And I've actually sort of stayed away from that sort of
that
vibe
sort of-
since
yeah.
then, to be fair. It was like,
When did you start with Tommy French and stuff like that?
yeah, that was quite. I think that was actually quite recent. Maybe
Yeah.
end of the year, last year. Sort of done stuff with them maybe once a month. We just built up a good relationship,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
and we sort of stayed on. So I say we're still doing stuff once or twice a month.
Okay.
I think we've done a lot of the good stuff with them recently. Was giving away the AirPods, giving
Yeah.
away the Apple Watch, and all that. And like, I don't even take credit for that creativity. Like, that would be Tommy French himself, or the guys that work for him, and they'll give me sort of like what they're wanting.
Yeah.
And I'll just go out there and I'll execute on it. And that goes across to all the brands I work with, like even
yeah.
Northern Ireland, all the good stuff I do with them.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones putting the creativity into it. They know what they want.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
have to go out there and make sure I can execute exactly what they want.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Like with the AirPods and stuff, like people take them off you, like obviously. 'cause,
Yeah,
you know,
but a
freaking
lot of people
AirPods.
say no. That'll be a killer video behind the scenes. The amount of people I've actually tried to physically, like, here, just take
These
it,
are
like,
actual
just put it in your
genuine AirPods,
pocket.
yeah.
They will literally, like, nah.
Which is bizarre, but like I understand it, but it's bizarre. Like,
mental.
you know, if someone offers me a pair of AirPods, like I'm taking every single time.
Yeah. You'd have a £150 pair unbelievable earphones.
Yeah, the people.
And then the people that do get them, they're so think like, are you serious?
Right.
Like I can just take a pair of AirPods and go home.
It's
and it's like,
it's such a bizarre thing.
And you're like, wow.
Yeah,
and they give you a hug again, and they shake your hand again, and they cannot like fathom the thought that someone would do that for them.
Yeah, because we were chatting just before this about, you have a podcast. Nice to meet you, isn't it?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So it's a bit like this. You're interviewing like different people and stuff like that. And you said, someone said, push past like 7 episodes, and you've done more than like, than people have, and like I think that's part of it. Is like you just need to putting content out there, because even with my podcast and stuff, like
it's hard work, isn't it?
It's hard work, and like
hard work.
There's a lot of stuff when people watch it, they don't see all the stuff that goes into the background. Even like stuff like today, the cameras, the lights, 2 people behind the cameras and everything. It's not like just a one-man job. I like turning up and being like, right, let's have a chat. Because if it was, this would not look very good at all. So like stuff like that, and then because like you see, but that's it. Like I think that's why I think TikTok is so interesting, because you see like a video for 30 seconds. Someone could have been there for hours to get that. You could have been standing outside a club for ages in the queue, trying to get something like that.
And whenever people like myself and you that make content, you come to appreciate it when you see a video. Like I remember seeing recently, like a time-lapse video. It was a really nice shot. There was a guy with his camera, and I think it was somewhere really nice, like Alaska or something. Yeah. Really nice view. And it was like a time-lapse of like what the whole day in Alaska looked like. And I was like, he sat there for 24 hours, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Like getting it set up perfectly, thinking about it, making sure batteries and stuff like that don't run out.
Yeah.
And like to post a clip that literally lasted 20 seconds.
Totally. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And but like I think, like you say, you appreciate it more when you're like watching it and you're like, that's class. You've like gone to the commitment to do that, because like even like, I recorded a podcast last night, and then like, I'm going to New York tomorrow, so like for people then to have it Wednesday, when I'm away, it means I'm working like last night. Tonight, whatever, blah, blah, blah. People, like, not that you expect them to, but they just don't take that in. They just don't really see that. In terms of your podcast, like, I know you said you'd taken a wee break from it for a couple of months. Like, are you going to start that up again, do you think?
I really should. And I actually do have a few people lined up that I had a good chat with just before the new year about getting them on, and they all had agreed yes. And it was a matter of me really just sorting out the dates. Yeah. You probably do get to the point you're just like, I cannot really be bothered, and you get a wee bit complacent in what you're doing.
Totally.
And probably because I've been doing it for a year and a half now, not just the podcast, but like just the public interviews and now that I do it as work, you nearly see it as a job now. Yeah. Which is where you don't want to be.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because if you see it as a job, then you'll never have that love for it that you had when you first started. I remember, man, I used to get mad excited about just going up and getting one video done. Yeah. Now it's like, well, that's standard. It's actually harder now. Okay. Because, like, I've let it sit. Yeah. And no one cares now.
I know what you mean. I did the same thing.
No one cares, man. Sometimes I don't even know if I care.
Yeah, fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally.
Why would someone want to listen to it now?
Yeah.
You just took a 4 or 5 month break. Not relevant anymore. Loads of podcasts out there, man, are doing great. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly. I know
that's
exactly
the thoughts in my head. Yeah. But I know why I'm doing it, and it was never for the podcast. Like I literally named it why I wanted to do it. Like nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. Like that is what I wanted. Yeah. Like I've had a pastor on as well, so I like bringing on people to do different things, and I really like the deep chat as well. Yeah, right. So it's to push past the persona as well. Like I really want to get to know what you do. Like I love to know what you do. Yeah. But there's a saying I go by, and I think it's on my Instagram bio, is like who you are is always better than what you do. Right. And I really do believe that. I believe it applies to everyone. Like, what you do is great. You have a great podcast. You're really good at what you do. But Daniel, the person, is actually better. Yeah. That's amazing, man.
It's quite deep. It's good. Yeah, it is.
I mean?
It's good.
So I love applying that to every guest, because, like, the real person behind that, I really want to know. Yeah. I really want to know what they believe in, what the purpose is in life, and that's the reason why I done it. So I really need to get back to it. I do miss it. The more I talk about it, the more I miss that.
Yeah, because it stands out when you're doing it like that, when you're like putting it into that perspective of like, yes, there's this person who might be well known, or like, but like actually speaking to them and not like what they're doing like outside of this it's an interesting take on it, which I respect. It's really cool.
Like the pastor one, mate, was amazing.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was really, really good. Like. I had met him. He had reached out to me, actually. I think me and Giddy were talking about our experience with God. It's Guy Philip Craig, pastor of R8 Church in Port Glenone. Okay. Or Portadown, sorry. yeah, and he reached out to me. We had talked a wee bit about Hillsong and sort of the stuff that was going on there. And then he reached out and he thought it was a really good podcast. He said, "Flip, guys, you're doing well. You're speaking about God on a platform, and it's getting the word out there.
Yeah.
Like regardless." And me and him met up for a coffee. We got on really well.
Okay.
I was like, "Lad, we need to have a chat, like on camera, on podcast, and like talk about God. And you know, I want to ask you some questions about what you believe. What's it like being a pastor, all that, and just talking about real stuff, man.
Yeah.
It was really good. I had some really good responses from it, and it was even things like just how should you even dress to go to church? See, simple stuff.
Stuff
like
that you don't think about.
Something you don't think about, like because I went to his church with my girlfriend before I brought him on the podcast just to see what his church was like. I wanted to do a bit of background on him.
Good stuff.
And I remember wearing foam runners with a pair of skinny jeans with holes in it.
Yeah.
And like a fluffy sheep hoodie nearly.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend looked at me and she went, "You are not wearing that to church." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "You can't wear that to church." And I was like, I know Jesus. Like, that man don't care about what I'm wearing. He's more interested in going on in here than what I'm wearing. I'm like, do not worry about that girl. So we landed at the church, and it was just amazing that people have that perspective. Like, that was my girlfriend, but I know that loads of people have that. People think you do have to go
certain ways, and
like that God really cares about what you look like when it's not like that at all. So even just pushing by them barriers was amazing with him. And I've had people text me on the back of that as well, saying like, "Stefan, I don't know who you are, never met you before, but just wanted to say, watch that podcast episode. I've actually decided to go to church this Sunday." Yeah. Now, I don't know what came out of it, but even the fact that someone just wanted to just turn their head a little bit, just to turn their head and go, "Flip, I actually could consider this." Yeah. I think that's a win. Like,
that's class. And like, I think having different guests with different sort of like, pastor, Jay and Gede, so you had Here's the Crack on and stuff like that. Those guys, they're lovely. I've been on their podcast. They're great lads.
Yes.
And just having those people like different perspectives and stuff is great. If you had to have like who's your dream guest? I mean, that's such a staple question. That's such a like repeated question, but like
dream guest. I think actually someone asked me this, and at the time I'd said Carl Lentz at the time, who was a Hillsong pastor who I really admired for a long period of time. And I still like what he'd done. He's had a lot of scandals since he's no longer a pastor. Right. So I don't know if that would be a dream guest anymore. It would be a good guess in terms to still get to know what actually went on and to really, he would never do it now, like. Yeah. But that would be an interesting one. Yeah. But if I had to say dream guest, like a massive Arsenal fan, I would love someone like Thierry Henry or Theo Walcott. Theo Walcott isn't as obviously like world class as Thierry Henry, but for me, he was the next number 14, I think, after Henry, and he was someone he was like 20 or 19 at the time, and I was watching football flat out of this. Like, I was at the age to watch it every day, pretty much, and he was like my hero growing up. Had an Arsenal top with Theo Walcott on it every year. So someone like that, Thierry Henry or
stuff
Theo
like
Walcott.
That, That's class. Well, thank you very, very much for coming on. I've really enjoyed this chat. It got slightly deeper than I thought, but I enjoyed that. I actually really did enjoy that. It's good. That's it. So thank you so much. Have you anything come up? You want to plug or anything? Or?
I don't actually have anything plug up. Keep an eye for the podcast if I ever decide to go back to it. Please go back and listen to it, because I'm going to have 0 listeners on the first day back.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, if you're watching, just do you, and if you're putting content out there, just keep relating. Yeah, all the best.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Fry Up. Cheers. Get a